What's up, guys? Today we're going to get into strength training for female runners. We're going to get into a workout, one of my favorites. It's super intense, but it's one of the most effective and something women should never be afraid to do, especially when you're training for any kind of race, upcoming, any distance really. We'll think you like it. Okay guys, so before we get into this workout, the specifics of it, I want to talk about something that I think all female runners think about, around strength training, around possibly bulking up. I know that's a huge concern. If I strength train a couple times a week on top of my running, am I going to grow into this huge, massive, muscly person that I don't necessarily want to look like or feel like about myself? One thing to remember is increasing your strength training for running is just going to make your running stronger. You're going to be less injury prone, you're going to move better, and you're going to have a lot higher endurance as you move through those long runs, which is why you're here in the first place. It would take a lot more than 2 times a week strength training to build you up into this big bulky person. So remembering that as we go through this workout, there are a lot more benefits here and they're very much outweighing the costs. So with that in mind, we'll move forward into the workout. Okay, so the first movement we're gonna look at is just a simple push-up. You've seen plenty before, you've probably done thousands of them in your life. We have a specific way we like to do them, and I'll explain as I go through why we do that. But we're just gonna take a good hard look at the push-up. No weight required, you're not lifting anything. This is really just a body weight movement, but it gets a lot done. So I'm gonna go down to the ground, and I'm gonna first show you where you guys usually are, some of you, what a standard push-up looks like in a lot of places. A lot of times you're gonna see the elbows out wide here, starting from a tall position, but you're gonna see a lot of the elbows going wide and very shallow position. So maybe I'm here, something really shallow. Sometimes the head you'll see is a little bit dropped. On your knees is totally fine. You'll see that sometimes too, but again, too shallow with the elbows out wide is what we see most often. So instead of that, I'm gonna walk you through the way we like to do it from the very beginning. So you're gonna start super tall, long out in this position. My butt's gonna be parallel to the ground. I'm twisting my elbow pits forward, so I have my hands straight ahead, shoulders right over the wrists here, twisted. In a full position, you're gonna rock forward, do a lower down with the elbows, right into your sides, come back up, and that would be one. Again, that looks like this. Go forward, down, up, and coming back. Obviously, this is gonna be a lot harder for some of you than a normal push-up if your elbows were wide before or if you on your knees. The way we like to modify it is actually keeping the same exact mechanics. Want the shoulders down and in line, just like you would be when you're running. You're not out here when you run, you're actually with your elbows in. To modify it, I can go out to the same position to start, still rock forward, still lower down, but I'll go all the way down, press off the knees, squeeze my butt, chest goes up, and I come up here. So I rock forward, down, chest goes up, press off the knees, and up. So that's a way to modify those push-ups. If you can do the full version, absolutely do it. Whatever you do, don't bring the elbows out. There's no use for that there or anywhere else in your running, so remember that. Okay, the second thing we're gonna look at after the push-up, we're doing the squat jump. Guarantee you've squatted at least one time in your life. Pretty standard movement and pretty simple, but there are a couple things to think about, especially when you're gonna take it into a jump. You're gonna be landing, and you're gonna be repeatedly landing, so making sure everything's tracking the right direction is super important so you don't get injured. So we're first just gonna take a look at the squat. I'm just gonna stand on this diagonal here so you can see everything. I'm gonna keep my toes straight ahead. I can go slightly wider than a hip stance, kind of depending on where you feel most stable, but you wanna screw those heels into the ground, everything aligned underneath you. I'm just gonna sit the hips back first, and I'm gonna think about pressing my knees out as I hinge forward from my hips. So I'm gonna come here, as low as I can go while maintaining here. You don't wanna lose the back, the low back here, or hunch over at all, so you wanna stay right where you can control everything. Getting a little bit lower than hip level, and I'm gonna press out of my knees to stand up, squeezing all the way tall at the top. Sometimes we see either some shallow push-ups here, or squats here, or not going all the way up at the top. So if you're not getting all the way up at the top, you're kind of losing the whole purpose of actually that hinge motion. So when I go all the way back, standing up tall, I squeeze, all the way back, standing up tall. So today what we're gonna do, we're gonna take that into a jump. Everything's gonna be the exact same, going into the squat, coming back up, but you're gonna add some air at the top there. So you're gonna press through the heels and out through the toes. So just a couple in a row just to show you, and then I'll talk about how we track that alignment. So go down, jump up. So what I'm thinking about here in the jump My knees are gonna start to wobble a little bit as you get tired. That's totally normal. You'll start to see they get a little wobbly over the toes as you're coming up. There's a lot of different directions they can go. Again, pressing the knees out is gonna be the answer there, as well as letting your foot completely land through the whole part. So as I go down, all the way through the toes, all the way through the toes, and all the way through the toes. So thinking about all those things, the knees tracking out, everything still staying straight ahead, that should help. Repeating even a set of 5 to 10 of these will be plenty of a workout. You'll see for yourself. Okay, so I gave you guys the movements, the push-up and the squat jump. This little couplet we're gonna do is just gonna be an ascending ladder, the little workout I'm gonna give you. So basically you're gonna start with 1 rep of each, 1 push-up, 1 squat jump, moving to 2 of each, moving to 3, all the way up to 5. It's gonna be a total of 15 reps. So just keeping that in your mind as you go. The biggest thing I want you to think about is quality, not about getting through it quickly. So I want you to get to the end of the workout, but I want you to do it well. So I'll just show you a couple of rounds, just going 1 to maybe 3. If you feel like 5 rounds, getting up to 5 reps of each is super easy, and you'd wanna kick it up another notch, go up to 7, whatever you're feeling like. But as long as you're moving well, everything should be good. So I'll just show you a little example. Start at 1 of each, 2 of each, and go to 3 of each. So I'll start with that push-up. All right, and that's just up to 3 of each, and I'm already out of breath. But doing this together, doing it well, is gonna add a lot of strength and endurance to your running. You can add this to other things on your strength training days. You can start with this and move to something else if you're gonna do some lifting that day. Dumbbells, kettlebells, we have plenty of stuff on our channel if you need ideas, but otherwise just using this as you want, even as a little mini warm-up before you run. It's super great. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. That's all we got. All right guys, one last thing. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for sticking with us to the end. If you liked it and you learned something from it, go ahead and hit that like button at the bottom. If you have a comment or question, anything, requests for another video, anything you want to know about training or women running specifically, go ahead and drop it in the comments. If you like what we're doing, you want to see more videos, we're throwing them out every week, brand new, hit that subscribe button. And lastly, since you stuck to the end with us, we have a 2-week quick start program. Free gift. You can click the link up in the video. We'll send you 2 weeks of workouts, strength training tips, mobility, injury prevention, everything you need. Just put in your name and email and we'll send that to you personally. And if you're on a mobile device, which chances are you might be, you can just click the link in the description at the bottom. Same thing will come up, name and email, and we'll drop that to you. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.